Recently, I finished watching season 1 of Professor T, and it's a brilliant series if you haven't seen it yet. I'm going into season 2 now. Uh, but something happened in this first season that helps to illustrate a point that I'm making today. And a little bit of a spoiler alert if you haven't seen season 1 yet. I give away something here. But I don't think that it takes away from the viewing of the show. It just, yeah, I won't give away too much. Professor T, he's a professor of criminology at Cambridge University, and he's quite autistic and OCD in the way that he organises his life. He's very particular about the way things are done. He has these odd hallucinations throughout the season, which are a little bit unnerving and whimsical and magical in some respects, but quite uh, unsettling. Anyway, he has these hallucinations. And because of his OCD, because of his nature, he wears latex gloves uh, throughout the day. And you're made to believe that while you're watching this throughout the season, he's wearing these latex gloves to protect himself from the world and from germs in the environment. And this is true, he does do that. But there's another side to his glove wearing that's revealed in the last episode of the season. And that is he's having this hallucination. He removes the gloves and he finds blood on his hands. And so he's done something terrible, or at least he believes he's done something terrible with his hands. And what it's suggesting here is that he's not only trying to protect himself from the world, he's trying to protect the world from himself. And both of those ideas are operating simultaneously. And why this is important, and why I think this points to the kind of message I'm trying to convey today, is that people often think that you're either humble or you have humility, or you're proud or you have pride. But you can't really have both. And I'm going to argue that a healthy self is one that is humble and proud, and that these two can coexist. In Professor T's example, humility could be seen as wearing the gloves to protect the world from yourself. It's kind of making the world more important than yourself. Pride can be seen as wearing the gloves to protect yourself from the world, in that you believe that the world is less important than you, or you are more important than the world. I'd argue that these are unhealthy manifestations of humility and pride, and that I would look at it a slightly different way. I would say that healthy humility is recognizing that the world and everyone around you is equally valuable as yourself. And that pride is looking at yourself and seeing yourself as equally valuable to those around you and the world. So it's recognizing that everything has its own unique value, and pride versus humility is where you place your attention in that moment. So humility could be seen as loving the world and loving those in it and seeing them as having equal value to you and therefore wanting to respect that. And pride could be seen as loving yourself and respecting yourself and believing that you have equal value to those that are around you and the world that's around you. I'm a musician, and I write my own music. And I haven't done so for a while, but I used to play live quite regularly. And every now and again, after I'd play a show, someone would come up to me and compliment one of my songs. I have a song about my grandmother when she passed away. It's called The News. And it's about my experience of hearing that she'd passed away. And for the first 2 weeks, it didn't really hit me until I realized I would never speak to her again. And I wrote a song about that. And after I started playing that song live, I had quite a few people come up to me and say that they shed a tear during that song and they felt it was beautiful and reminded of their own experiences of, um, death and grieving someone who's died. And I used to, in those moments, not acknowledge that the person had opened up to me and allowed themselves to be vulnerable and shared something with me about a song that they really appreciated. Because I was embarrassed of appearing prideful, and instead of accepting the compliment and connecting with that person, I would say something like, oh, yeah, sometimes you get lucky and you write a good one, or I'd say thank you, but it would be a very forced thank you. It would be an uncomfortable thank you. Now I don't do that anymore. Now what I do is I thank the person. I often make a comment about it being lovely that they approached me and shared that. And if it's appropriate, I might talk to how much I like the song as well. This song about my grandma, I love it and I love playing it. I love the message of it. I love the melody. And so I might say something like, thank you very much. That's so kind of you to say that. I love that song too. It's one of my favorites and I love playing it and I get a sort of warm feeling when I play it. Am I being arrogant? Am I being overly prideful? No, because I have this belief that pride is loving and respecting yourself and seeing yourself as just as worthy of love and respect and honor as everyone else that's around you. And so in that moment, I allow myself to receive that recognition and that praise because I believe that I'm deserving of it, that I shouldn't push that away. And that, I believe, is a healthy sense of pride. Anyway, Professor T, wonderful series, strongly recommended. When it comes to having a healthy sense of pride and humility, it really is about recognizing that you are on equal footing to everyone and everything around you. Everything has value, including yourself. And humility and pride are just about where you direct your attention in that moment. If you found this idea helpful, please share it with a friend or someone that you know, and hopefully it leads to a lovely conversation. If you had a moment where you're really proud of something that you did and you were able to accept that, then share it below. I'd love to hear stories. Anyway, I'd love to make more of these videos and connect with more people, so please like and subscribe. Until next time, take care.